You're watching Daytime Tea Time with Candice. It's time to pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it. Alright everybody, welcome to Daytime Tea Time. If you're new to my channel, my name is Candice. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will always know when I upload. Alright y'all, so let's get right on into it. The moment we've all been waiting for, T.I. and Tiny appeared on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. And they talked about T.I.'s controversial comments about taking his daughter to the gynecologist to check her hymen and make sure that she is still a virgin.
I just want to give you a moment to say what you feel like you'd like to say.
Firstly, I came to clear up any misconceptions that have been surrounding how we interact and parent and what is appropriate and inappropriate. Right. I think all of this surrounds a conversation that I was having in a very joking manner when asked, how do I deal with parenting in this day and age? And so I just began to, from a place of truth, I began to embellish and exaggerate. And I think that a lot of people kind of took it extremely literal, because if you put any of my reputation, like who I am as a father and who I've been, I honestly thought people knew me better than that.
Well, there's some of us that know you, but there's a lot of people who don't.
Yeah.
Do you understand the sensitivity of it? Oh, really?
I did not.
Do you understand it now?
Oh, I understand it now. Yes, I do. Absolutely. However, my intentions, I think, have been terribly misconstrued and misconceived.
Right.
Let me go set this record straight. I never said I was in any exam room. That is an assumption.
Right.
That is a falsity.
Got it.
I never said that it was being done present day.
Right.
As an 18-year-old.
She was 15 and 16 years old at the time.
And I never said that her mother wasn't present.
Right.
Her mom was present every time.
Together.
Right.
He was just, most fathers don't go, but he was just present.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't make the doctor's appointment.
No.
It was already, appointment.
And all of these things, all of this narrative, this false narrative has just been sensationalized.
So at the time, her mother welcomed your presence, and your daughter did too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was never any objection.
Right.
She did have a problem with me talking about it, however.
Right.
And I understand that. And I'm incredibly apologetic to her for that.
Yeah.
To her.
Yeah.
To you, sweet baby Deyjah. Not to any of these other strangers and any of these weirdos who, just kind of toss lies around for fun.
Yeah.
She understands my intentions and she knows who I am. She knows who I've always been.
Right.
And I think that allows a certain level of understanding. I mean, it's just the outside, the noise is distracting, is confusing. And
it's hurtful.
It is. It's hurtful and embarrassing.
She was horrified.
Well, I definitely understood why she would be, feel like, it was personal to her.
Right.
Deyjah's our quiet child. She doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't, you have to nudge things out of her.
Right. Because we as women understand how, especially for a young girl, how delicate and what it exposes about her very private,
especially to a father,
intimate life.
I didn't get it. I was oblivious to it. However, I am now sensitive to it for her.
Yeah.
For her. And then all of a sudden, when the number 2 hit the fan, and I hadn't addressed it, at her request.
Yeah.
I was taking the bullets, and that's not, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm fine in the fire.
Yeah. Right.
I'm fine in the fire.
Right.
There's no problem with that. My daughter said, just let it go. Don't say nothing, just let it go. And I didn't, until I had different directives. Okay, go ahead, make it stop.
Right.
Clear it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I would not be here today had I not had those different directives. I'd still be sitting in silence.
Right.
Okay, so you guys heard what T.I. had to say. He's sticking to his story that Deyjah was okay with getting her hymen checked. The only thing she was not okay with was him talking about it to millions of people. That's his story and he's sticking to it, I guess. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not completely convinced. My main issue with this entire episode is that I wish Deyjah was there to speak for herself. I wish we didn't have to take T.I.'s word for it. And also, I wish that Deyjah's mother was there. He's over there speaking for Deyjah and speaking for Deyjah's mother, but neither one of them is there. No disrespect to Tiny, but I feel like Deyjah's mother should have been there. Tiny is T.I.'s wife and the stepmother, yes. But I want Deyjah's mother there because I feel like Deyjah's mother would give us the real truth. I'm not completely convinced that T.I. was telling the whole truth. Speaking of Deyjah's mother, she wrote on her Instagram today saying, "Woo child, the narcissism." I think that she's basically trying to say that T.I. is a narcissist and possibly T.I. was lying on this episode. According to Deyjah's mother's Instagram post. We don't know what she was talking about, but she posted it today, the same day that this episode aired. So it seems that she's talking about T.I. If she's talking about T.I. at this point, I want to hear Deyjah's mother's side of things. Deyjah is her child as well. So I believe that we deserve to hear from her. And I believe that we deserve to hear from Deyjah. However, I know that Deyjah is very uncomfortable with this type of conversation, so I understand why she isn't speaking. But if T.I. gets to speak his side of things about his daughter Deyjah, I feel that Deyjah's mother should be able to as well. So basically, I'm not believing nothing till I hear it from Deyjah and her mother. So Deyjah's mother made her post on Instagram, and T.I. also made a post on Instagram today, basically clapping back at anybody who tries to misinterpret this interview. He posted saying, "Mrs. Harris and I sat down with Jada and Gammy Red Table Talk. Unfortunately, Willow Smith was on tour and couldn't make it. Thank you ladies for a conversation long overdue and for a moment that I hope lifts us all. Although I'm certain there's someone right now conjuring up a way to misinterpret my words as we speak. Even still, I'm appreciative of the ladies' willingness to impart wisdom and make this a teachable moment for us all. Side note, at Will Smith got the F on ASAP. I owe you one, sir." So that's T.I.'s clapback before any of us make videos basically saying he lying or, you know, misinterpreting this video. And the part where he talked about Will Smith, he's talking about in the beginning of the interview, Will Smith was there just to say hi and he left because Will Smith was like, "I'm not about to be there telling my opinion," and then I end up getting dragged. I feel you, Will. I would have left too. But I do think there should have been a man at that table, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now back to T.I. He says somebody is currently conjuring up a way to misinterpret him. I thought that was so funny. But the thing is, during the episode, I was really listening to him, trying to understand him, but it's just something that's not sitting right with me still about this situation. I think I would have been able to believe T.I. if he hadn't lied the first time, because basically that's what he did. He says he exaggerated the story, but that means you lied. So if you lied then, how I know you're not lying now on the Red Table Talk? I'm just saying, I gave T.I. the benefit of the doubt the first time. Y'all remember, I was like, well, he's the father, she's the daughter. If they're both okay with going to the doctor and getting your hymen checked, if Deyjah was okay with it, I was okay with it. But then Deyjah was on Twitter liking all of these comments, basically calling her father controlling. So it seemed that Deyjah was not okay with everything. So T.I. is not getting the benefit of the doubt over here anymore from me. As a parent, I kind of had his back. I'm like, as a parent, if that's what you do with your daughter, that's y'all business. And if she's okay with it, I'm okay with it. But it seemed like she's not okay with it. So if she's not okay with it, I'm not okay with it. This is all about Deyjah and how she feels. Everybody else's opinion is irrelevant. So I ain't believing it till I hear it from Deyjah or her mama. But moving forward, the episode was a good episode because Jada Pinkett Smith really worked hard to explain to T.I. why he seems to be controlling. And T.I. gave his perspective as a man. Honestly, every time T.I. spoke, I wish there was another man at the table. And not just any man, a man who understands a woman. Because T.I. clearly does not understand women. So I believe that they should have had another man at that table, a well-respected man, a man who understands women. I don't know who that man is, but I wish he was at the table.
And I want to know, what is the purpose and place of a father in this society? Because a father like myself who wants to be as involved and as attentive as possible, we could draw the conclusion of we just donate sperm and come pay for things and we don't really have no say-so in how things are handled.
No, that's not true. I don't think that's the case at all. And I don't think anybody has a problem with you being involved in that. I think it was more like, that's so very personal.
I don't think anybody has a problem with you protecting your daughter.
Nope.
That's not the issue.
It's the hymen that they
It's
want.
the hymen part of you. And having been a young girl myself, having raised several young women, and realizing that a woman's journey in regards to her sexuality has to be guided, right? Mostly, I think, by mothers. That's just me personally.
Okay.
But mother, in truly understanding what that journey is, takes her daughter's hand and walks her through.
Okay.
Right.
That's how I work that out with Will. There's just certain things about raising a man
Right.
that I can't know. I would tell him, love your daughter,
Right.
let me teach her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because there's certain sensitivities
Okay.
That you just don't understand.
that you might not understand and have just
This is
because
true.
of your relationship in the world
I
is
respect that.
different than a woman's relationship.
I
right?
respect that completely.
Yeah. Like I knew when you talked about it, because I live with a man that loves his daughter.
Right.
You know, in the conversations I've had to have with him in regards to what is protecting her, what is educating her, what is actually allowing her to self-actualize as her own individual self versus control,
Sure.
right? So when I heard what happened, I said, I know what he's trying to say.
Right.
He's like, I'm present. I'm present in a way that anything that she needs,
That's right.
any kind of trouble I feel like she might be in, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got her.
I got her.
Yeah.
Right.
I totally understood that. But at the same time, especially when we're dealing with these kind of sensitive issues, knowing the extent of that protection. The idea that people thought you were trying to control your daughter's virginity versus, no, because that's very different.
I
It
have a
is.
question.
Okay, ask it.
Okay. First of all, the word control is very.
But you know that's what it sounds like.
I know,
Tim.
but in order to guide or direct, you must have a certain level of control of anything.
Okay, so.
Okay, so-
So how do you want us to understand your level of control in which you were speaking of?
Well, I think that in the age or the time where
Right.
our women, black women, are the most unprotected,
Yes,
unattended,
and I get that.
disregarded
Yes.
women on the planet.
Yes.
I'm being criticized because I'm willing to go above and beyond to protect mine.
Right.
And I'm talking about all of the little slimy, grimy, chubby-fingered little boys who want to just come and defile and destroy the sanctity that I have. Hey man, listen, I'm just saying, right? I don't understand anything that is the most important thing to me in my life. I am going to deal with that with very extreme care. And I don't understand how that is looked at as being so wrong. In order to control, for there to be malice, there must be ill intent. If I'm going to the doctor with you just for the sake of controlling you, then okay. But if I'm going for the purpose of being a protective parent, and there's no such thing
support.
as overprotective. There's protected and unprotected.
Okay, so I had to stop it right there, you guys. There's more to this episode. Make sure you watch it on Facebook Watch. As for T.I., I appreciate them trying to have the conversation, trying to understand each other, but I feel this episode would have been more effective for T.I. if there was another man there. It's so unfortunate, but I feel like he would have been more receptive if another man was telling him how wrong he is. Y'all can agree or disagree with that, but I feel like sometimes when we women tell men that they're wrong, and even when we explain to them in the nicest way, sometimes they just don't want to hear it, or they will pretend that they understand when they don't. Sometimes the same exact message that comes out of our mouths can come out of a man's mouth, and then they understand it better. They're like, yeah bro, I feel you. It's unfortunate, it's annoying, but I feel there should have been another man at that table to help T.I. truly understand. But overall, this entire episode seemed to be more so about clearing T.I.'s image. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just being honest. That's all that I have to say about this topic until I hear from Deyjah or her mother. But all right, y'all, I'm done with this and I want to know what y'all think. What do you guys think about this newest episode of Red Table Talk with T.I.? Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one, all right? Bye.